Hello, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's reads. For the main part of the read, I'm using RPG Tarot deck by, I want to say, Jeff Aldrich and John Taylor. Yep. And the website is Simon & Schuster here at the bottom. Feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you're interested in this deck or stuff by those people, of course. Supportive Oracle cards, Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reed. I know there's a few websites on the bottom here. Feel free to freeze frame and check those out. There's also a Colette Baron Reed website. I'll give you that information here too. And also about the illustrator Jenna. There's Jenna's full name. Hopefully that's focusing. And there's some information on her, I believe, and some websites at the bottom. And last but not least, I use dice. I use a 22-sided dice for the major arcana, substituting 22 for 0 for the Fool, and 14-sided dice for the minor arcana, with a 4-sided dice choosing the element for the minor arcana. It's from the Dice Shop. They are from the Dice Shop. MathArtFun.com is the website. Hopefully you can read that if you're interested. That being said, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. And with that being said, let's get into your reading. Hello, Gemini. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Gemini? I'm very gently putting down the cards, I noticed. Let's move it. Oh, that's an interesting one. Is that a Dragonborn? Interesting. Interesting. That's it. That's it. Okay, then that's it. Really curious about, okay. Alright. You got a lot coming in all at once. Do you think of it that way, though? Somebody's trying to block you out of something. I don't think it's working. The thing is, do you care? I feel like somebody's trying to block you, but you can get around that. You definitely can. I just get do I care enough to do anything about this? Do I even want to bother? Because there's so many other things I could do. Well, what I'm getting with this here, it's kind of like the fruitless win. Yeah, I could get around it, but for what? Why bother? Something is a little bit underwhelming. Can we get more about what that means? You can get around it. I feel like you can get around it. But it's is it worth it? Sun card and the Ace of Pentacles reversed. Ace of Pentacles reversed is kind of even though it could be quite a drain on me. And it could be very limiting and very confined, very stale after a short amount of time. Do I even really want to do this? I keep getting I'm finding 1,000,001 reasons why I'm I keep getting that. And I feel like I've seen this situation go on long enough to where I don't really feel that I like it? No, that's not right. What is it? There's something with this. It doesn't move forward right. It doesn't work right anyway. It's kind of there's a lot of missed opportunities. It stays where it's supposed to stay per somebody else's rules, but it's almost like somebody eating the same thing, not because they feel like they have to, but because they're I'll get the result I want. If I only eat ham with a little bit, with a half a teaspoon of mustard powder, that'll get me what I want. I'm not going to feel bad. I'm going to feel good, and I'm not going to step outside of that. That's all I need. That's all I need. That's all I'm going to do. And it's kind of like, it's not like they have an allergy or they have a food aversion. That's just what they do. But what's even worse is I feel like if we're going to use that same analogy, that piece of ham with the mustard powder on it, that's what they're kind of pushing on everybody else too. They're like, well, if you want to be here and you want to work in my team, this is what we do. Whether you like it or not, if you want to work here, that's it, because that way we don't have to put out extra space to save food, stuff like that. There's one spot, there's enough for everybody, and then we don't have to worry about it. And we drink water with it, and we're happy with that. That's that. And to you, it's kind of like, it doesn't have to be like that. And it's quite boring. Every day, the same thing, like, that's quite boring. This might be why, like, I'm using that analogy, but this is kind of how it feels. Like, it's the same thing, doesn't have to be, and it almost feels like oppressive. It doesn't have to mean this person is that bad, but this might be how you relate to this energy. Maybe not everybody does, but to you, that's kind of like how it feels. It's kind of like, I don't really want to work with that. I'm really over dramatizing it, obviously, but I feel like for those of you it's going to hit with, you get what I'm saying. So, what is this in the center here? Why? Okay. What is this in the center? Seven of Swords and the Lover's card. The Lover's card is your card. I can change this up. I have things that can go differently. And I have people who actually like me here. For those of you that's going to hit with, I feel like you have people here that actually do like you. Some people are a little bit more quiet about it because they know that this other energy is not the biggest fan of you, maybe. So they might be a little bit more quiet about it. I have a feeling if that's the case, it may not bother you. May. Depends on how you feel about the situation. It's a general read, right? May. But I'm getting like, I'm seeing my moment here, and I'm like, I'm also kind of a little titillated, if I want to go there. Kind of like, you know what, maybe I'll upset the apple cart a little bit, because, you know. And it's kind of like, it'll probably have a good outcome. That person won't like it who likes to do things the same way every time, but, you know, it's almost like, you know, I'll make sure that the ham's all sold out so that they can't get ham. So now what are they going to do? Now what are they going to do? Is it going to be turkey? Is it going to be roast beef? Is it going to be chicken? What's it going to be? What's it going to be? Tofu? Do they dare? Do they dare? I don't know why I'm so sarcastic, but I feel like I'm gonna upset the apple cart. I could really do that. I just feel like I'm not saying you will, but I feel like I kind of want to. I'm not saying you will, but I keep getting like I kind of want to. This next moment comes in. Okay. This situation is very interesting to me. Very interesting. Strength card, half in, half out. Five of Pentacles reversed. I can get on the in on this. I feel like all of a sudden it's like I can get right in. I can get right in on this situation. It can be very easy. It's a very easy moment to slip right in. And it's kind of like, I'm kind of tempted to do so. Because I feel like I've been blocked out of it for so long that now I just kind of want to. I just feel like I just kind of want to because I've been blocked out of it so long and I just kind of want to. If you decide to go this way, there's some advice here. Well, there's some things to consider. If you're gonna go for it, I feel like that's what this is going towards. If you're gonna go for it, because I feel like this is all setting up. If it's just hitting or not, at this point, it's either hitting or not. If you get to this point, the suggestion here is kind of like maybe not do this just like the rote routine. Because you've got a dynamic energy to you. And it's kind of like, you could kind of like absorb information in the background, talk to people here and there. But it's kind of like, this situation may become that boring situation that you don't want. If you just kind of go at your normal level, whatever that means for you, like you just, whatever you usually do, however you usually handle it, if you go that normal level, it could end up being that boring situation that you really don't want to be a part of. But, and there's something else pushing out here. You have the fire to do this. You have the fire to do this and make changes. Be that stronger energy. that you do have the ability to be. Sometimes the star card talks about Aquarius energy, which is a very compatible energy for you. This could be you pushing forward the strength to make this happen. This could be you kind of like encouraging an ally to move things forward, because there's much more of this situation that can happen. And these boundaries and borders, they don't make sense is what I'm getting. Especially if it's like, I'm using that analogy of the ham with the mustard powder on it. Or, I don't know if the mustard herb, or whatever you want to say. It's kind of like we don't have to do it that way. And people don't have to accept that. And maybe we need to kind of start shaking that up a bit. And you could help, other people could help. Those small things will really start creating bigger changes down the line. If you're going to do this, they're saying, be known, make your impact. Make your impact and get what you actually want out of this situation. It can go pretty far. This situation can go pretty far, and it could bring a lot of lively energy that this situation is needing. I feel like the situation could be a bit on the stale side and is not performing where it should be anyway. That 17 card came out again on the dice. That's the star card. That energy, whether it's you or somebody that you're working in tandem with. I also got is that the ace? Ace of Cups coming in, half out. Not everybody's going to love it, but I also got the Ace of Wands coming in. A lot of changes, a lot of things going a lot faster. You could be very, very entertained in this situation, and it's not a bad thing. You could help other people find different ways to create the situation or to maneuver this situation to a better place than it currently is and currently has been. This won't only be good for you, this will be good for a lot of people. This is your gift. This is like you seeing all these different ways and having somebody to work in tandem with. If it's not you, it could be flat out you. It depends on the situation and how it's playing out for you. This is partly who you're supposed to be. It's not mean to change something that wasn't working. Or it's not mean to change something that other people felt oppressed in. Keep that in mind too. I mean, it's a general read, take it with a grain of salt, but they're saying go for it. If you're going to be a part of it, if you decide to go for it, if you decide to be a part of it anyway, go for the gold. Get what you want out of it. Turn it up a bit. Anything else? Is that a quick one? Wow, we went really fast on that one. I wasn't expecting that. All right, but messages there. We're done. I'm going to shut it down here. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.